legacy to prop up LeBron James. I said, man, get the F out of here. What are you smoking?
Downplaying Kobe's legacy.
Downplaying Kobe's legacy to uplift LeBron James.
Ugh.
I said, what are you smoking on? Get the fuck out of here. I asked my
Yeah,
dude,
that's
what you smoking on?
yeah, that's smoking on something special.
Yeah, but
Well, that's that special
and then I
stuff.
started like to pay attention to like the LeBron vibes. That was the first time I started to pay attention to that shit.
And then you're like, oh my god, it might be true.
Yeah, once you see that shit, you can't unsee it. You know,
Yeah, bro.
like you
Oh my
screw me,
god.
bro.
Yeah, like kind of like the Parkway Mall in Scarborough that we were at this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
My man, we had like I said in the group chat, it was just we took the kids to just go somewhere fun, right? And they had go-karts. We looked it up and like, all right, cool, let's go. It's cheap. And we went, and literally that mall, man, all it is like tech fix shops and those fake
Yep.
jewelry shops. And that's it.
Yeah.
And this go-kart thing in the basement. And that was it. It was it. And a healthy planet outside, no Popeyes. It's like, this is fucking brilliant. All right, let me know when you're ready to go. Let's just get into this shit. Oh, you know what? I figured out so much shit I figured out on this. All right, so before we jump into this, Raptors just lost to Portland in Portland, and they had the last shot to win it. Orlando Robinson at the three. Max, did you catch that? Did you see how slow his setup to shoot that was? It was painful. Even my daughter, who was watching it with me, Luna, was like, why isn't he shooting it? He just caught it, and he was just like, doot, 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 doot. He let Matisse Thybulle just block him. Just no problem, man.
Robinson took the last shot?
Robinson took the lead. It just happened to fall into his hands.
Yeah, that's a bad scenario right there. Oh. That's not his thing.
That is. Well, that's you know the state that we're in. Orlando Robinson's taking the last shot.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor podcast. It's just Max P and Poe today. A.Rod is doing his family thing, which we all got to do from time to time. And like we just said, Orlando Robinson just took the last shot. So let's just feel the pain together here on this episode. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Okay, Max.
You know what? First of all, how was you losing to Portland? Portland's all right, man. Portland's all right.
Yeah, I like Portland. I like Portland's vibe, man.
Mm-hmm.
We said that last episode. Who would you rather be? What fan would you rather be? An Orlando fan or a Portland fan? And we both said Portland. Yeah, the Trailblazers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that West Coast sort of like that northern West Coast sort of vibe about them. They're close to Vancouver. They smoke BC Bud. They good vibes over there, man.
Yeah, and I'm all for teams that don't fit the schedule, teams that don't fit the program, teams that just sort of pop up and make a name for themselves, you know?
Yeah, like Detroit
Shout out
did this year.
Yes, I was just about to say Detroit is what's on my mind when I'm saying all of that, you know? Like they're like 6-7 games above 500. Shout out to Cade. He got kicked out the game the other day. That was some nonsense. But I always stop watching the game when the referees kick out a star player. I never finish the game
because there's some Terry Rozier funny business going on with those refs when that happens, right?
It just ruins the whole thing. Even if like funny business, no funny business. It's gross, not supposed to happen. Like that's not your job, referee.
No.
We're here to watch stars, and then you go kick the star out the gate. Goodness gracious.
That's not why I know, because half the time, like we've been saying every episode, half the time, you buy those tickets, you're hoping they even just play. But now you're going to kick them out?
Now we got to deal with like these crazy referees on top of that problem too. It's like, bruh, who's in charge here? Who's in charge?
Well, it's not the hoop gods. The Silver and his associates have taken over and put the actual basketball gods in shackles. Feels like they don't have any power anymore.
I really wish that guy took the job at Disney instead of staying commissioner at the NBA, because this is not a Disney Channel, bro. This is not Disney Plus, man. Like, what are we doing here? Matt McClung. Shout out to Matt McClung, but what are we doing?
I heard so. Speaking of Disney, I heard something crazy. I don't want to, I know this is a basketball podcast and everything, but we talk about
It's
everything.
an
I don't know
everything
what
podcast, baby.
we say,
Especially
anything,
as bad
man.
as the
But
Raptors are.
yeah, exactly. We got to talk about stuff, right? We got to fill the time. I don't know what podcast I heard this on, but I heard something about that when you walk. I haven't been to Disney. I've never been to Disney before, right? But I heard that when you walk in, there's this giant piece of artwork that was done by a Nazi.
Damn.
So there's this giant piece of artwork, it was created way back in the day. He was what's his name's boy, Disney's boy, and I guess it's this giant fucking just made by this Nazi. I'm like, what?
It's crazy how many of those like big wigs from back in the day were connected with those kind of folks, from NASA to Disney, like you just said. Like I never heard the Disney angle, but it's not surprising at all. It's like,
no, it's not, right?
Man, it's crazy stuff, bro.
All right, well, we'll go from Nazis to basketball. Here we go. So the Raptors could have made it 7 of 8 right there if they would have took that game there in Portland, which is pretty crazy because it's like, well, are we tanking or not, man? So I'm watching the game.
No.
I know.
Brandon here.
Yeah, but I'm watching the game, and it really made me, for a second, sit back, and I'm like, you know what's happening right now? These young boys are just playing.
Oh yeah.
And when you stop thinking, you played basketball. I played basketball. When you stop thinking, and you just play, that's when it's magical. That's when it's beautiful. That's when the game it just comes to you. And that's what I'm trying to teach my daughter. My daughter starts playing basketball next weekend. Oh, no, sorry, not next week. We're buying her shoes next weekend. And then she starts playing. I want to go take her basketball. Anyways, she starts in 2 weeks. And I'm trying to instill that just don't think too much. You know what I mean? Just let the game come to you. And I'm seeing it with these young guys coming off the bench. They're just playing. And I'm like, that's when it's fun. I don't know what you've seen these last few games, but I see that happening.
Yeah, I seen the opposite of that when I was watching the Phoenix and the Lakers game. And so, I always root for the Lakers to lose. It's just how it goes.
Forcing it, you mean? Like just a lot of force in the game?
And I'm seeing like Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, all on the same team, all on the court at the same time. And the team's got no chance of beating these Lakers. No chance. I mean, there was a last-second dunk that a dude had right before the buzzer after the first quarter. No high fives, no nothing. Just a walk off to the bench like, wow.
This was Phoenix.
Yeah, it's Phoenix, you know what I'm saying? And
that's not good.
Like, and once that energy gets into a team, like when they were trying to get rid of Bradley Beal, but they didn't ask him for permission first, so that all fell apart. And then they got desperate and tried to get rid of Kevin Durant.
Hold on, pause that, Max. Pause that. You just said something that's so funny that's in this game now, right? Where you gotta ask a player for their permission.
Well, the Washington Wizards gave this dude a no trade clause.
Yeah, but this is just crazy. Where basketball is at right now. It's just it drives me nuts, man. It just, anyways, continue. Sorry, it's just that like made me twitch right there. It's just fucking gross.
It's nasty work, bro. It's really nasty work. You're looking at this Phoenix Suns team. First, they're trying to like superstar Miami Heat, Golden State Warriors their way to a chip with the new owner, which is so like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And that's just hella corny and cheesy. On top of that, you went and brought in the worst contract in the NBA on your team, thinking it's the new shiny thing, it's gonna work. Now you're stuck so bad you tried to trade Kevin Durant because you're stuck with this guy. That didn't work because he didn't want to go to Golden State. Now you're just playing out the rest of the season like the vibes is just off and they're not coming back with that kind of management, bro. You know?
It's gross. Yeah.
It's gross, bro. It's gross.
Have you ever played, like I played up until, what did I play up until? I played up until before I left for college, and then I played when I went over to the UK. So have you ever played on a team where that was like it was just that cancer had spread throughout the team? Like, or have ever played with guys where that's just in there, where there's no camaraderie, there's no like nobody's getting along, there's the cliques, it's the nasty grossness of the game that can be there. Have you ever played with that?
I played on one team like that.
Yeah.
And you know who was the poison?
Oh.
Me.
Yeah, really?
That was the that was the
You were the
that was
Charles
the
Manson,
year
huh?
that was the year I quit basketball. That was the year.
Oh, so you were just done.
Yeah, I was just miserable all year, and
Uh,
I was just a problem to the team, a distraction the whole year.
uh,
And finally, like the I think it was the last game of the season, or
yeah,
close to the last game. It probably was the last game of the season. Me and my
yeah,
bro Rohan, aka
yeah.
Drug Law Terrorist. Shout out to the Drug Law
Man, I know
Terrorists.
Rohan too. Shout out to
Yeah,
him. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And
Uh,
so boom, I was on the bench, and we were happy we were losing the game.
yeah, you were on the bench too, right? Your coach is
Yeah,
like,
we were happy we were losing the game, and we were like, "Yo,
oh,
we get to go, you know, check over
yeah,
the
yeah.
girls, go whatever
Mm,
we were gonna do after school." And that's when
mm,
we both realized, and we said it at the same time. Yo, fuck this shit. We both said it at the same time out loud on the bench while the game was going.
last game of the
Because
year.
we realized that we don't like basketball anymore. It's
Oh
just such a
man.
tradition. It's such a thing. We never actually
Yeah,
thought about, wait a minute, do I actually like this thing? Like
yeah.
I had the coach of the senior high school team putting me in basketball camps when I was in the 6th grade. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Oh, so you were
And
that
so
guy.
I never got a chance to really make a choice. It was just
What grade? What grade was
basketball.
this? With that,
That was the 11th grade. I
the
was in
11th
11th
grade.
grade, the 1 year before the senior team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, that's crazy, right?
crazy. And
You're
then I
like,
never
I'm just
played.
done with this.
Yeah, and I never played basketball again.
That was it. Man.
That was it.
Wow.
I shot some free throws on the driveway with Cash back in the day. He was like, "Oh wow, you can play." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, I could play, but it's just I don't do it no more." You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
it's not in my heart. I
It
played
was
with
never.
Cash.
It was
Can we?
never, but it was just the thing. It was the thing to
Yeah, it
do.
was. Yeah, but
Like
that's kind of like
I
up
am
north, man.
basketball, but yeah,
Yeah, it's like up north where it's like when you're growing up that they hand out the hockey registration.
uh huh.
You don't have an option. They
No, you
just
don't.
and if you don't sign up, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, like what?
What are
It's not even.
your parents poor? What, they can't afford? What's
It's
wrong with you?
it's
Like,
just not an
oh
option.
shit,
Like it's
no,
that like it's just not an option. You're
no.
not in a wheelchair. You're playing hockey, kid. You know what I'm
And even if you're in a wheelchair, we're gonna find a way. We'll find a way. That's the Canadian way, right? Oh shit, that's funny. Let's talk about some positive points though, for these Raptors before we jump ahead here and talk about some other stuff. From what I just watched and what I had seen the past little while, talking about how these young guys are just playing, and I see they're vibing out there and they're having fun. I know, and A.Rod even would say, he's like, I'm tired. I don't want to talk about that shit. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see Castleton and AJ Lawson. But I'll tell
Yeah,
you
he
what.
hates that. He hates
Yeah,
it.
he doesn't like that vibe. He's not there to watch
I
that
like
shit.
seeing guys that are like, like gladiator style, fight for your dinner. Like, you
That's
know
what I'm saying. Me too. And
Eat
Castleton,
what
I'm
you
telling
kill.
you.
Eat what you
Yeah.
kill.
Eat what you kill, yes sir. We need that back instilled in the world. Man. Eat what you kill, man.
Oh, for sure.
Castleton
For sure.
and AJ Lawson, man. I see the fight in these two. I don't necessarily know, how much time PT they would get moving forward with a whole squad going, full steam ahead. But I love
Yeah, it is
seeing
a
that,
little
man.
little twinge of depression when you watch them. It's like, are you ever gonna get another chance again? But go,
Yeah,
kid,
I
go.
know, right? It's so true. I'm like, oh,
Isn't that cute?
it's cute, but it's cute, but it's not gonna last. It's kind of like how Italian women, they don't age well. It's like, oh, you look cute,
Oh
but
no.
that's not gonna last. Oh shit, that shit's gonna start growing out your nose. There it is. There it is. Oh man. But shout out to Castleton, shout out to AJ Lawson, shout out to these young guys just playing their hearts out, like you said. Like they're eating what they kill right now. And I love that. That's what I'm gonna call the episode, man. Eating what you kill.
Yes,
I
sir.
love that.
Mhm.
Yeah, so season's about done. I still haven't bought the tickets for my daughter to go to a game yet because it just it just hurts. But I gotta go because we do this every year, so I gotta
But
pick a game.
Ooh, it's a nasty time of year to go to the game because there's a lot of teams that like the The OKC sat all 5 of the starters the other day. I
I
got
know.
fined by the league too.
Didn't A.Rod call that? Didn't he say that somebody was gonna sit everybody out,
A-Rod,
and then they did?
A-Rod called the Denver.
Denver. That's it.
They were about to sit out Joker, but they played him at the last second. But he
Uh,
almost called that right, almost.
okay. All right. Well, Raptors, from us to you, to the young guys, keep playing. Who don't stop this. Play out the year. You know what? If you, like I've said it, I've complained many a times this year, with saying I didn't see the effort, and I'm not one to promote a tank, but I do just want to see you. What you said right there: kill what you eat. Eat what you kill. Just finish the year off like that, man. Leave your blood, sweat, and tears. And even though maybe you may not get that contract with the Raptors next year, you may not be playing again in the league. At least that you're getting your shine right now, and that's more than I ever got, and that's more than you ever got. You know what I mean? Like basketball wise.
For sure.
So salute you,
And
man. Yeah, these young guys.
the one thing the commissioner did good was this play-in thing at the end of the year, the play-in tournament at the end of the year, because
Yes.
we would not be seeing the Raptors knocking off all of these teams if they didn't have that chance to get into that play-in tournament at 10. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. All right. Well, on that note, let's jump into another edition of This or
That.
brought to you by Max P and Hoopo. All right, let's do this here. I was just saying, because I thought about this right before we got in here, is and I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but talking about these young guys and playing. Why don't we jog our own memories, man? And talking about like when we used to play. So why don't you tell me and tell the listeners right now, all those years you played, that's your fondest memories of that illustrious, basketball career of Max P, and I'll throw in a memory or two of mine. Is there a memory that really sticks out of your playing time back in the day?
Let's see. I mean, wow, like basketball was my whole life from the 6th grade until the 11th grade.
Me too, man.
It was 100% all basketball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to NBA Inside stuff and all that. We used to watch NBA Inside stuff on
Ahmad
Saturday
Rashad.
mornings.
Yes.
On Saturday mornings, like a goddamn cartoon. Like we came up in a basketball culture, like these.
There
kids
was
don't
no
understand
question
that.
about you. You're not missing that show. Inside stuff. You're not missing inside
We were
stuff.
in it, bro. We were Bulls fans. We wore we couldn't afford Jordans, but we loved them, and it was just the way it worked.
That's so funny for us. You said we couldn't afford the Jordans. My lady was like, because I'm talking about getting my daughter's shoes, right? And she's like, well, why don't you just get them from such and such, or have her run in the one she's got right now? I'm like, listen, no, my mom bought me same sort of like that type of shoes from Payless Shoes that look like Jordans. But then the moment I put them on, I took one cut and slid all the way down the gym.
Oh man.
Like I had a pair of skates on, and I'll never do that to my own kid.
I still to this day got a beef with Reebok because of all them cheap ass shoes my mom Dukes bought me when I was younger, man.
Oh man,
I still got 2 bad ankles because of the white pair of Reeboks I wore in the 8th grade. I still got 2 bad ankles because of the Reeboks, man.
That'd be funny if they could trace that back. Like bad ankles are from just bad shoes, when the ones that your mom was buying you. Oh,
bro,
for sure.
Bro, cheap sneakers are detrimental.
The worst. The worst. A kid, you should never be wearing an ankle brace in grade 8. But then you look down, you got fucking Franklin pumps on. Like, this shit's crazy.
Crazy,
I'll jump into a memory then as you jog yours. So my memory is that if you got one, shoot.
No, I'm still trying to jog.
Okay, so I got I thought about this one. So it was a basketball trip. I think it was grade 10 or grade 11, and it was funny too because I remember on the bus ride two big things happened on this trip. One was actual music. I was introduced to Bone Thugs. This is hilarious.
Okay.
So on the bus trip there, our center, who is actually another ginger. He was just super tall. He looks like Castleton, but ginger. And he comes to he goes, Ben, I think you'd like this. And Bone just came out, and it was their East 1999 album. They didn't just come out, sorry. They had been out before, but nobody had really heard them yet. So, boom, he hands me East 1999. So I listened to that disc, had my Sony disc, man. Listen to that. So all of a sudden, I'm just instilled with Bone Thugs in me. So I'm ready for this, right? So we the tournament was in North Bay. And we get to North Bay, And we're staying up at the hotel there. We go get Topper's Pizza. That's a North Bay thing. Anybody from North Bay, shout out North Bay, Canada or Nipissing. So we're getting Topper's Pizza. We're having fun. Everybody, blah, 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 blah. Game's the next day. We go. And I wasn't getting much playing time because my coach, I was a shooter and I just didn't play defense yet. I wasn't into defense. I was just into shooting. I was Dan Marley with zero defense, right? So we get Thunder Dan, but I was Thunder Ben, man. So we get there. I haven't played all game. Sitting on the back of the bench, just talking shit with the guys on the bench, right? Still hearing bone, bone, bone in my head, just bang, Bone Thugs, right? So I'm sitting there. We're down by 3 with, I think it was 30 or 25 seconds left. I can't remember. Coach Tulloch looks down the bench, says, Stortini, let's go. So, oh man, So I've been sitting up and doing nothing. We got 25 seconds left. I'm like, he goes, shoot that 3, tie this game up. So I'm like, oh my goodness. Everybody's like, let's go starts. Everybody's giving me, come on, let's do this. I'm like, oh goddamn, I'm cold as hell. Like, it's just, okay. So boom, 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 get in the game. Our center was Brendan, the ginger, but also this other guy, Timo Kirkamimi, this big Finn, man. He was huge. He could like easily dunk in like the 7th grade. So he's our center. So he's inbounding the ball. He inbounds it to our point guard. I'm running up. They give it into him like he's going to post up and try to get like just get a quick 2. No. This play's for me, right? So I'm standing at the very top, like just dead center top for 3. Timo just shoot. Dead center 3. He does an overhead, like old school Naismith overhead 2-handed pass right to me.
Like Jokic.
Yeah, exactly. Hits me right in the chest. Boom. I did one little fake this way, came back this way, and just let it go. And it was the longest shot. I just let it go, held it there, like click, and then I hit the shot, man. Yeah, I hit it.
Nice.
Bang. Tied the game up. We did good. Everyone's going crazy. I still remember Timo coming at me. Oh my God, coach looks like he's a coach. He wasn't a coach, but he looked like a coach for a moment. And then we lost in overtime. But that was one of my moments, man. That was one of my moments. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah.
You got anything that sticks?
It's crazy. I got a lot of moments, but I think the best one was kind of like a sad one, but dope too.
Oh, I like those ones. Hit me.
Yes. So the year, my second last year, that was 10th grade, junior team. We were the thug team. We had this broken down bus, and it looked like one of them buses they take dudes to jail in. So we called it the paddy wagon.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
And it was a wild year. It was the year Midnight Marauders came out. Trial Called Quest. So I was playing. I had the Midnight Marauders cassette tape and the Low End Theory cassette tape, and that's what the whole team just decided. Okay, this is what we're fucking with, you know. Yeah. And so that's all we played. The whole team, no matter what you liked, we were all playing Trial Called Quest, Low End Theory, Midnight Marauders
in the paddy wagon.
In the paddy wagon. Going to all kind of tournaments out of town.
Yeah.
And because we wanted to play more games than the other teams in our league. And it was all thugs on the team and one white guy. Actually, there was 2 white guys, but the other white guy was Italian. And he had a...
He's not really white.
No, definitely not a white guy. Definitely not. Like, technically, you guys became white at one point. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we know you wasn't white when you was building the Brooklyn Bridge. We know you wasn't white when you was coming over looking at the Statue of Liberty. We know this. You know what I'm saying? But technically, okay. But he had his afro at that time. You know what I'm saying? So he definitely didn't look like a white guy, you know, with his thick Italian hair all bushy and stuff. He looked like some wild Arab. You look like a wild Arab, you know. And so we had technically one white guy on our team, all thugs, and we had a boombox that we would play.
Oh, for sure.
And every time we came into the gym, we would play the Low End Theory tape because that was the one. That was the one that had the bass, you know. So we play the Low End Theory. You know, bugging out or a scenario or something like that.
In the other team's gym, other team's school.
Walking into the tournament, into the gym at the first time and just thug out the place, intimidate the place down, win the tournament, and go back to Brampton. You know? We did that tournament after tournament after tournament.
Love it.
The very last tournament we had before our playoffs started, Poe,
Yeah.
We went extra far out of town this time. And the referees were giving us a hard time. We were getting
Oh, really?
technicals for our laces not being tucked.
Oh boy.
We were getting that treatment, you know,
They're
and we were
tucking your
we,
shirt, that
we were
type of
getting
shit.
and we were starting to, it was really starting to get to us, you know,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
because we're city boys. We don't, you
Yeah.
know, we're not used to that, you know. And so we're about to play the
Oh
finals
boy.
game now. We're
Do
about
you
to go
remember
out.
where you were? Do you remember where you were?
It was way out of town. I have no
Way
idea.
out of town. Okay, okay, okay.
Small town Ontario is all
Yeah,
kind of the
yeah, yeah,
same to
yeah.
me, you know.
Yeah. Those refs were
But
waiting. Those refs were waiting for that paddy wagon, man.
yeah,
Oh
yeah, we
shit.
always get
Yeah.
that treatment, but this time, like they got to us, you know. They really got to us, and so we make it to the final game now, and the ref and the our coach stops us before we walk out onto the locker room, and he
Oh.
says, "Look, boys, you know what it is, and I know what it is. Nobody out here wants you to win because you're a bunch of a team full of black guys.
Oh boy.
You might have even said niggas.
Huh.
And but I'm telling you this right now, so there's no excuses. You're gonna
Right.
win anyways. I'm telling you this right now because I don't want no excuses. I don't want
That's
no
a
complaints.
coach.
Yes, that was man
That's a
best
coach.
lesson I had as an athlete ever. And boom, and we all kind of, you know, kind of toughened up and went out there and kind of tried to put it aside. Didn't work. Lost the game.
Oh, you
And
lost.
yeah, lost. First game we lost all year too.
Oh my goodness.
We had played maybe 30, 40 games up to that point. Just
Zero
tournament
L's.
games.
Yeah.
0 L's. We had won everything. And we lost that last game of that last tournament we played, and then we ended up losing in the second round of the playoffs with the best team in the whole region, like all the way from like the whole west end of the city. We had the best team. We were supposed to win the regionals. Like that was just written in, you know. And we lost in the second round. We didn't even get a chance to go to Centennial and play. Like it was crazy.
Right.
Like we just fell apart that year.
Good on your
But
coach
I
though for
remember that
feeling
lesson
that
though.
vibe.
I'll
Yeah.
never ever forget that lesson because it shocked us, you know, to hear that. But wow, it's you can't deny the truth of it, you know.
That right there is why I want my children, Stello and Luna, to be in sports. Doesn't have to be basketball, but I want them to be in sports because I want them to run across coaches like that, who one tell you the truth, two instill that sort of parent, but you're not the parent. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like they're allowed. Like I won't even mind if you give them a little smack. You know what I mean? Like I don't. That's
Sports,
fine. That's fine to me. You know, yeah,
Sports
exactly.
Are very
So.
important.
And
the only place you can, yeah, for sure. The only other place you can get those kind of lessons, the only other places you can get those kind of lessons,
church,
is the no, not church, not church. It's the military, and it's a gang. It's the military and it's a gang. Those are the only two other places that you can get those kind of lessons. And you don't want your kids in the military or a gang. You know what I'm saying?
No, so you throw them in sports.
Yeah, so sports is the nicest way to get those lessons because those are very, very important. Teamwork, going up against the odds, fighting discrimination, all kinds of lessons. You know what I mean? Like it's
figuring
big.
out
It's
how
a big
to
deal.
read people, see what people are really about, see what's in their heart, see what's in
making sacrifices, all kind of shit, man.
So much on that. And that's funny you say the military because it's what was I 17, 18, trying to figure myself out, blah blah blah. This is when I was living with my grandparents, and I just so happened to just fall into this office of this army dude who was trying to recruit me. I'm like, yeah, maybe that's what I need to do. And I came home to my grandfather, sat down, and it's funny, my grandfather Italian, the judge, and I'm like, hey grandpa, I think I'm gonna join the military. Dropped the meatball out of his mouth, looked at me and goes, no you're not.
No you're not.
No you're not. No you're not. And I thank him for that. God bless him. Rest in peace. Thank you for telling me no I'm not, because I didn't even question it after he said no you're not. I was like, yeah, I guess I'm not.
Shout out to Boys in the Hood. That was the one that did it for me and my homies.
Oh man.
When when Trey was having a conversation
Classic.
with Ricky, and he was like, "Yo, my dad told me going to the military is for losers and blah blah blah." And I
Yeah.
remember being a young and saying, "Yeah, you know something? I never thought about that. Your pops is dead, right? Yeah, like why would you
Why would you
like
go
just voluntarily go sign up for all that, getting shot at?"
to get
And,
shot? Yeah, they could tell you. They could tell you as much. They could tell. They could sugar it up as much as you can. But really, you're just going to get shot at.
yes, that's really what it is, bro. You're
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to get shot at. You hope you
So
don't get shot
you
at,
just
but
hope you
that's
don't
what
get
you're there
shot.
for.
Yeah,
If the shooting goes on,
yeah,
it's gonna be at you. That's what you're there for.
yeah. So
We're
don't
gonna
go.
put you out here so they can maybe shoot at you, so they don't come over to New York or something.
Yeah, exactly. And since this is yeah, exactly since this is this or that, we can talk about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. I just want to say to everybody right now with these, I know this is way off track, but what's going on with this trade war with the states and Canada with all these tariffs and everything like that? I have friends up north in the steel plant in Sault Ste. Marie are worried as shit for their jobs. They have families, they have kids. I have a friend Max. I got people,
Well,
yeah, automobile industry.
yeah,
This shit's starting to get real scary. So I just want to make
I know
sure.
that. Yeah,
I
for
hope
sure.
this gets resolved, man. I really do.
Yeah.
And I
And
don't know
shout
what your
out to
vibe
all the
is.
steel workers, and shout out to all the auto workers.
Yeah.
This is just another layer on top, because I guarantee you those steel
Mm.
workers um jobs have been
Yeah.
hanging
Oh,
over
yeah.
their heads, and they've been pressed on those
Since he
jobs
ever
for a
had his
long
first
time.
day. No, he's been like that
Yeah,
since his
for a
first day.
long
It's
time.
true. It's true. Yeah, it's true.
And this is just another thing on top. So shout out to everybody that's
Yeah.
fighting for financial security out here. We all in the same struggle.
It's so true. All right. Well, this is another. Oh no, I wanted to introduce some music. I before we go, I found this and I actually got in contact with her and she's cool as shit. She doesn't speak any English, a little bit of English, but and so I'll probably say this wrong, but it is Karen Y. So Karen Y. Los Remedios, and
Okay.
this tune right here, you gotta look it up. Las Muchachas, and listen to this shit, man. Karen y los Remedios. This goes. Ay, ay, ay. Oosh. It's got that like South America. Man, the algorithm just threw this one on my lap the other day, and I thought this tune is just, when you hear a monster, and then you see a monster. I look at because then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to YouTube and I'm gonna check the video. I'm like, okay, yeah, she got the look too. So there's a whole thing. So everybody check out Karen y los Remedios, Las Muchachas.
Yes.
And
Shout out to the producer. That beat's hot. It's got like
isn't it, man?
it's got like
Holy.
it's got like a Mad Lib Jay Dilla kind of sound to it, man. I like it. MF Doomish kind of sound to it. Very nice. Very
Dark,
nice.
but
Yeah,
like
MF Doom would kill that beat right there. Like, holy moly. Oh man. Yeah.
the bass line just rides too. Yeah, man. So yeah, like I said, Karen y los Remedios, Las Muchachas, and cool as shit, sexy as shit, and you put those two together, that's a winner right there.
You ever listen to the Bobby Digital album from RZA back in the day?
Oh my god, that's so
You remember those
fucking
albums?
weird, dude, that you just brought that up. I just like put my big toe back into that pool just for a second. I'm like, I remember this shit was so weird when it came out. I was like,
yeah, I remember listening
that?
to the Bobby Digital albums, because I still listen to the new kids, right?
Yeah.
And so I remember listening to the Bobby Digital album, the first and the second one, and thinking, what's he doing here?
Yes,
shit,
you do.
Like, this shit is, I like it, it's dope, but I never quite heard like rap music quite like this before. The energy, you know? It was different, very different.
What was the tune that was good on there? Well, there was a bunch of good tunes.
Yeah.
Slow Grind Italian, I think.
So a lot of these youngins, when I hear their music now, it reminds me of a cross between Redman, There's the Dark Side. Remember his second album when he was on that dark shit?
Yep.
And the Bobby Digital stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I love the Bobby Digital stuff. I love the There's a Dark Side. I feel like that's Redman's best album, and I think that's why I still listen to a lot of these youngins because they have some of that energy.
You found there's a nice little ingredients that you just found right there. A
Mm-hmm.
pot of music that if you can mix in being yourself and being completely yourself, if you do
Mm-hmm.
that, listen, everybody out there is making music. Take this right now, because I think Max just laid it out there, and maybe people aren't smart enough to catch what he just said right there. Be yourself. Allow yourself to be a little dark. So meaning that shit that bothers you, that shit that you've grown up and that really like punched you down and made you depressed. Bring that out. Use that for your creativity, but be yourself. Don't try to be anything you're not. And then fucking be creative about it. Just make something that nobody
Don't
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Don't be afraid to be a little goofy.
Yes, be a little
It's gonna
goofy.
come out. It's gonna come out dope and legendary like Redman and
yes.
Prince of, aka Bobby Digital.
Man, but I can't believe you brought up Bobby. That's so weird.
Yeah, man, that Bobby Digital energy. Cause like I remember when he first dropped that shit, I was like, "What are you doing?"
I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, what are you doing here? And now that's all the kind of music I listen to. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of random. Like there's a dude named Mike out in New York. He's very random type of just free Bobby Digital type.
What's his name?
You know,
What's his
Mike Mike. Just M-I-K-E, Mike. Yes.
Oh, I like that. M-I-K-E. Let me see here.
Yeah. He's dope, man. He's dope. Check out some of his songs. One of my favorite songs from him is Oh No. But yeah, he got a lot of dope songs. Yeah. Oh No. Yeah? And one of your lines. That's your line.
That's one of my,
no, it's called No No. It's called No No. Sorry. It's called No No.
No No?
Yeah, I found my line is
All right, for the listeners, this is Mike M-I-K-E song No No. Check it out on Spotify.
This guy reminds me of that De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, Jungle Brothers era, man.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Yeah, good call, man. So M-I-K-E, No No. I like it. Well, there we go. That's so funny, man. Bobby Digital.
Bobby Digital, man. Yeah, I was like, what's so going on here, bro?
For listeners, you gotta understand, man. Like this is back, and that was what was that? 99 when he dropped.
It was like early 2000s, yes sir.
Early 2000s,
right yeah.
Nobody was doing anything. That shit was so weird when that came out.
So weird. Rap was very, very straight up and down. You know.
Yes. Yeah.
When you think about it.
And nobody was trying to be super different, but he wasn't even like trying though. That was the thing. No,
that was very natural. Like this domestic violence. That song he did. Remember domestic violence?
Yes.
Man, what a song!
Yeah,
that was like a movie scene.
That was crazy. Well, this was a great edition of this or
that.
Brought to you by us, man. That was cool. Brought me down. That was memory lane right there. That was beautiful. All right, before we get out of here, is there anything that's grabbed your attention, basketball wise, hoop wise, NBA wise, that
let's see
grabbed your attention?
In the West Coast, watch out for Minnesota.
Oh yeah,
I seen two games that made me say, "Wait a minute, wait a minute." There was a game where they were playing the Lakers. Austin Reeves was getting that call from the refs, Ant-Man loves to complain to the refs, and it's just a bad combination. He was seeing Austin Reeves getting the calls, and he likes to complain too much, and he ended up getting kicked out the game. But the backups on the rest of the team, like Gobert wasn't there, Randall wasn't there.
Yeah,
those guys played. Those guys played so hard.
They do.
And so well together. It really, really impressed me. And then there was another game where it was a blowout. And Ant-Man went to the bench because, that's what you do with your star player in a blowout. The bench guys came in, played so hard, they pushed it to overtime.
Man.
20-point lead, like less than 5 minutes left. They pushed it to overtime. I said, wait a minute. Minnesota has a great coach and great
Yes.
bench players, bro.
Yes.
They are a problem because
That's
when
how you
Gobert
can win
comes back,
championships with teams like that.
yeah, because when Gobert comes back, Ant-Man never misses games, and
Mm-mm.
Randall plays his role.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
That's funny. They had some drama at the start of the year. Remember, things weren't working
Yeah, they
out so
weren't.
well, and now
But
boom,
boom, they
that
have an
bench.
underrated coach, Minnesota. People do not respect that guy enough.
No, he's a real coach.
He's a
He's a
good
real
coach,
coach, man.
man.
He's a real coach.
Mhm.
Yeah, no. Real hoop guys know that's a real coach right there.
And to
That's
handle a personality like Ant-Man, it's not an easy thing either.
No, I love that dude. I'm
I'm
the truth. You gotta watch the what is it, Run
the
for
truth.
Gold or whatever.
Is that what he said?
He said that on that too. He was talking to like Obama too. Obama was saying something to him, and he's talking with somebody else. I think it was Embiid. He was talking to Embiid, and Obama was talking to Embiid, like, "Oh, this guy talking," referring to Ant-Man, blah blah blah. Ant-Man just kind of cut him off, looked at Embiid, he looks at Embiid, goes, Embiid, ask him. He knows I'm the truth. I love that shit. Speaking of which, what did Kendrick say? He said, what was that Kendrick line? Luka Doncic holding.
Oh man,
what was it?
whether it was the full line, he said something about. He said something about Kendrick. Kendrick holding the West Coast down. I'll carry the weight of Luka Doncic.
I love it. I love it,
man. I said,
love
goodness gracious. Shout out to Luka. You're getting shout outs from King Kendrick. Shout out to
that's
Kendrick.
big.
He's putting out lines on like he putting out like dope lines on a Playboy Cardi album where nobody's expecting to hear dope lines. It's very cool stuff, man. Very cool stuff.
I also read that Ben Simmons plans to play in the 2028 Olympics. I was like, with
the
who?
Devil.
The devil.
Ben Simmons, aka the Devil.
He's the devil. It's actually Satan. 666. He's got
everything.
He's got stigmata on his hands, man.
Who's that? That's what you don't want to be, kid. That is what you don't want to be.
Exactly. Right? That's good. You should put a poster just for reminders for kids. Do not be like this guy right here. That's the devil.
If it works, it works.
If it works, it works. That's the devil, boy. See that? That's the devil.
It doesn't matter what you got to tell people. If they're not like Ben Simmons, then you did right. You did right by the people.
You did well as a parent. You did real good as a parent. Like, well, you didn't turn out like Ben Simmons. I did something right. Oh shit! Fuck Ben Simmons.
Yeah, man.
I just read too. Devin Booker after the loss to the Lakers, because you brought up how they didn't look too good, right? The cohesiveness wasn't right. So Devin Booker says after the loss to Lakers, he goes, and this is like one of those quotes where he's like, "Well, yeah," he goes, "I don't think we're playing with energy and effort right now."
Well, and water is wet. And water is wet. Goodness gracious, brother.
And Ben Simmons is the devil, man.
Yes, yes.
Oh, shit.
Ask them Philly fans. They'll tell you.
No, they'll tell you. They're still scarred from that dude, man. Fuck,
that shot, man. When he missed the layup, bro. The layup.
He passed it out.
He passed it out. He didn't even miss it. He passed it out.
Wide open layup, and he passes it out.
It would have been honorable if he missed it.
I wonder who he's going to play for the Olympics with. Nobody's going to want him to play for. What is he going to do? Just like, what is he going to just go to the Olympics?
I smell a reality TV show. I smell some kind of, side hustle. I'm gonna use this Olympic thing for something else.
Probably
something like.
Anyways, yeah, gross. JB Bickerstaff disgusted with officiating after Cade Cunningham's ejection. Disgusted.
Yes, when they kicked Cade out the game for, I think Dort tripped over his own teammate, and then they went and reviewed it for unbasketball play, a non-basketball play, or like I don't know, like how in the world that happened. And he was complaining about it. He was upset because it's completely ridiculous. So the referee made a ridiculous call. And then when a player called them out on it, the referee kicked the player out the game. It's like, why would you add on to your own bullshit like that? It's
Brian
crazy.
Forte, ref's name, Brian Forte. Yeah, he's in that same bucket. And the Warriors, last name, Warriors moved to 14-1 with Jimmy Butler in the lineup. That's crazy.
Golden State.
I didn't see that
Shout out
coming.
to Golden State. That was I knew Jimmy Butler was going to work well for them. I didn't know 14-1 was coming though. Like I knew they had a chance to be really good because of all the brain power of Steph Curry, Draymond, Jimmy Butler, right?
Well put. The brain power, yes.
The brain power.
Yeah.
Somebody said that Jimmy Butler the other day was one of the smartest players in the league, and I was like, wait a minute, you know something? I never thought about that, but he is one of the smartest players.
I'm going to sit on that for a second. So, Jimmy Butler, one of the smartest players in the league. Huh.
He's not fast. He can't jump.
He's hurt.
He's not tall. He's not big and not much stronger than anybody else, you know? He's never a mismatch.
He's got a ton of heart.
He's just got heart, and he's got brain power. He knows how to position. He's like one of them wide receivers.
He is very smart. He has a nose for that ball, man. He has a real nose for that ball. Remember his Bulls days, right? Like I remember he would get like tip rebound, fight, and then be able to find the open man. It was like that was Jimmy
like one-man band. Like he'd be like a one-man band on offense. Like I'm gonna force my team to score a basket on this play.
Yeah,
right?
And he was so annoying because he was so good at that, and he just there was no give up in him, and I love that.
His timing is impeccable. His timing is impeccable.
Yeah, good point. So 14-1.
Who got better timing, Luka Doncic or Jimmy Butler?
Oof.
Who can pull a play out their ass, pause at the right time better?
Wow. Yeah. Right.
Because they thrive on that. Both of them thrive.
Yeah,
Both of them could be going like 0 for 17 and then get the game-winning bucket and free throw and all of that.
It's that brain power, it's that smarts. Because you're right. Because that's he finds it because he's using his mind right. He's using his mind right in that situation. Luka's the same. Like Luka, the way he sees the game, he's seeing it, and like Jokic has it too. Jokic seeing the game completely differently.
Different. It's Magic Johnson level stuff he's doing over there.
Yeah.
We're too young to really be in that Magic Johnson era and know how good he was. But when you watch those clips, you kind of get a feel for how well he had the game under control. You know, everybody was on a string.
Yes, it was his speed, his vibe, his game. He had his fingers and his hands on every single play, and he was controlling the entire game. Wemby, I heard Wemby saying the same thing. He wants to be able to do that. He wants to control the game on the defensive end and the offensive end. The entire game, he's trying to mentally control you. And
he's already done it on the defensive end. Like, when he's already completely. Teams play completely different when Wemby's on the court.
Yeah. Just wait till they fill that team out around them with the correct.
It's frustratingly
pieces.
Slow, but I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting.
Well, they got lots of time with him, though. Well, knock on wood. But they got lots of time with him. Well, on that note, that was a fun episode, man, and that's we got, I don't know how many games are left, but we're gonna finish this out strong. Like I said, we're gonna eat what we kill with this one. All right.
Okay.
So Max, everybody who's out there listening, still let's finish this season hard, and God bless y'all. And remember, live your life like that. Don't live your life like Ben Simmons. That's the devil right there.
Shout out to Young Blade.
Yes, sir. Hey. This was another episode of the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor Podcast, and we are your hosts, Mr. L. Hoopo and Max P. A.Rod with the family. I hope you had a good night, and we will be talking with you soon. And if you hit subscribe, that helps us get the algorithm rolling with us. If you hit that 5-star, that helps the algorithm even more, so it gives us more of a sniff at more ears and more eyes. So on that note, hit subscribe, hit the 5 stars, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.